In this video, I will show you how you can edit your data directly on the cloud. Okay, after the training session or a match, when you connect the devices with the laptop, you would go to the software and click data transfer to download the data from the devices to the laptop. And after the data transfer, you press sync button to upload all the data to the cloud. Now you don't need to edit your data in your software anymore. You can edit everything directly on the cloud. After the sync, when you go to the cloud, when you refresh the cloud page, you will see an automatically created activity here. You will see here, it is just one period without any edits. And now you can click this editor button to go to the cloud editor. On the left, you can find all the activities on the cloud, and you can search for the activity that you want to edit. Now I'm selecting this activity. Here you can see, here is all the players in this activity, and on the right you can graph their velocity or player load or heart rate trace, and down here is where you can edit your period names or your period times. I will show you how you can do it quickly. First of all, you can rename your activity here. For example, if you want to add something like the date of the training session. Okay, now it's saved. And also you can select the day code. For example, this is game day or match day -2, match day -3. You can choose it here. And on the right you can see once it is saved. So make sure you have internet connection. Okay, and on the left you can see all the players that you have, and sometimes if a player is wearing a wrong device, you can also change the device mapping. So for example, this device is not assigned to any player, so I can click this device and click map to do the mapping. Now I'll assign this device to this player. Now you see I have 21 players in this activity now. Okay, now let's graph everyone's velocity trace. So I can either click here to select all the players, or I can also select multiple players here. And now let me select all the players and click this button to graph their velocity. Depending on your internet speed, it might take several seconds. So now you can see this is very similar to the OpenField console software. You can see the velocity trace of all the players. If you are indoor sports, then you can select player load as well. This is the player load trace. Or if you are wearing heart rate monitors, you can graph the heart rate trace as well. In this case, I will just graph velocity. Okay, and now I can create periods. So to create periods, you can click this button to draw periods, create periods. And based on the graphs I can see, I can just quickly draw it here. This is my warm-up. This is my session 1, session 2, session 3, and this is my top-up training. So okay, now you can see I created several periods now. And now what I need to do is I will delete this automatically created period. Down here I'll select this one and delete it. because I don't need to use this anymore. Now you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 periods created. Now I need to add my athletes into these periods. So I can select all of them here. Or I can also see some players are actually not playing. So this player, I won't select him. Also this player, he didn't play, so I'll deselect him. And this player. Okay. Once I selected the players that I want, and I also selected the periods that I want, I can click this plus button to add my players into these periods. I can also double check here. You see in each period I have 18 athletes added. Okay, these players who don't have the velocity trace, they're not playing, they're not training, so I'm not adding him there. And now what I need to do is to rename these periods names. It's pretty easy, you can just do it here. And this first one is warm up. This one is also warm up. And this one, 9 against 9. This one, 10, 9, pressing. The last one, top up. Okay, now you can see the period names are renamed as well for everyone. And now you can edit more details of the period. For example, if you want to adjust the starting time or the end time here, you can simply just go to the timeline view and you can drag the periods here. For example, if I don't want to include the beginning, I just want to start from here, I just need to drag it, wait for a few seconds. Now it's saved. And same for this one, I want to edit it so it's more accurate. Okay, done. Or I can also go to the list view to type the start time or the end time or edit the duration here. Okay, and the last thing I want to do here is I can edit the playing time of each player. So for example, for this player, he didn't play in the warm-up, in the first part of this warm-up, so I can exclude him. I can click this rotation button and I can drag here. So, okay, his data of this part will not be included. I can also check it for all the other players, this player as well. Don't want to include his data here. Just checking all the players. Okay, now it looks all good. And finally, I can edit the participation tag if you want. For example, if this is a match or if this is a training, and automatically you will see all the players are tagged as full participation. So in the future, if you want to look at the data, look at all the past year's data, and then you can filter by, okay, show me the last year and show me the players who played the full match or the players who played the full training. So if I see, okay, this player is actually a rehabilitation player, then I can edit his tag here and say, okay, this is a rehab, and this player is modified, and all the other players are full participation. The final thing I need to check is on the top right corner, just to confirm that everything is saved. Then you can go back to our reporting. So now if I go back to my reporting, I can see, okay, the timeline has changed. it's edited to different periods here, and now I can look at my data. And a final tip for the match data, so if you have already edited your activity in the software before you do the sync, you can also do the editing on your cloud. So for example, if I have my match data here, I can see, okay, this is already edited, this is already split into first half and second half. And if I want to edit the playing time here, I can again graph all the players. And I can click this rotation button just to check if the time here is edited properly. Now it looks like all good, but if I want to edit anything, I can simply just drag the time here to edit the playing time of the players.